Blake Cooper here from Equalizer. Now, I wanted to make a quick video for everyone to basically share with a friend. So it's like a video that explains what Equalizer is and then gives you a pretty good understanding on the concepts that we use and all that sort of stuff. It's going to be interesting because I'm making this video with the purpose of educating people that are new to Equalizer, that might have come in through our marketing efforts that have sort of been organically drawing people in. We've had a lot of people join the Discord. We've had a lot of people join through Twitter. So what I wanted to do is sort of make a video that really helps those people understand what Equalizer is about, why we do the actions that we do, and what the rewards are for that. But also something that if you're involved with Equalizer, you know everything about it, or most of it anyway. Something that you can then go to a friend and show them and be like, so this is what I'm doing. This is how I'm turning a profit by doing these actions. I'm voting on this pool and I'm doing all these things. So bear with me while I try and go through and quickly give an understanding in as quick as possible what Equalizer is, how the flywheel works, and what makes us so unique and valuable really in this market, or from our perspective anyway. So I want to start with our swap engine. This is a standard swap engine. So anyone, if they're starting off knowing Uniswap, then they're probably at the start of the decentralized journey. They understand a blockchain to a certain degree. They know you can come in here and do swaps on Uniswap. This was, and I'm not connected because I'm not on the Ethereum network, but obviously you could come up here, change to Ethereum, and we'd be working away, okay? So we just change networks up here, and it would be working. But Uniswap in itself is a DEX, or an automated market maker, and it works in a different way to your standard Binance. So I think Binance is probably that first step that you want to understand, where they have an order book. And that order book has people wanting to sell and people wanting to buy, and the price matches, and that's when you get your buys and sells. So the liquidity is provided by the people that set orders in their book, or the market makers. So that's your centralized fashion of crypto, and we want to move away from that because we've seen what can happen with your FTX and stuff like that, where they don't even give you the asset that you actually think you're buying. Whereas when you're on the blockchain and you're operating, you own that asset, it's your asset. So Uniswap is the first sort of big player in that decentralized exchange market. And the way they work is very similar to what we do. Actually, we have a lot of attributes out of it. It's like anything in the world of sort of even software and that, you sort of get a ground base and then you adapt and build on top. Make new features, improve. That's sort of what Equalizer is. So you've got your swap functionality, you've got your pools, and in those pools, people add liquidity. Now, I'm going to show it on our DEX, but really, if you can think of where Uniswap, so where the Uniswap, which if I showed you what Uniswap's worth, you'd go, wow, unbelievable, and show you how much volume they're doing, which I could show you later. That it's an incredible platform. Now, we are Uniswap, but I like to think in a more efficient model that allows for people that invest in the token to earn rewards. So you come on here and you can see our swap engine. It's as simple as someone wanting to swap some FTM. They can buy some equal. They add the amount in and then do the swap. You could come use some USDC if you wanted to. I want to buy $50 worth of equal. It comes through and you can see down the bottom what it's doing. It's going, I'll swap the dollars into FTM and then I'll make it equal. Swap. That's the basic functionality of what we provide to the market. We provide an area for people to come in and do swaps. Okay, so it's as simple as that. How do we do that is the infrastructure that we use to make sure that those swaps can occur. So if you're following with me here and you understand that this is like a similar interface to Uniswap, you're just simply swapping one token for another because you want to purchase that token, or switch it around and selling that token for another token. Hit the swap, do your transaction, done. Now we move into the liquidity page, and this is where it really starts to get pretty cool. Because once you come in here, you start to understand that this is how we allow the swaps to occur. So in our model, we have a 50-50 setup of, well, anyway, let's just focus on our volatile pairs, because there is two type of pairs in our decks, but let's think more like Uniswap. Volatile pairs, okay? 50% of one asset and 50% of the other asset. The reason we do that is because if someone wants to buy Ethereum and someone wants to sell, someone wants to get some USDC when they sell that Ethereum, they sell their Ethereum and the USDC comes out of the pool back to them. So you get that, you use our pool to do those swaps. And there's a mathematical equation that runs over the top and knows how much USDC to get you and how much ETH to deposit back in the pool. And by balancing that pool is what gives the price. So this is what we call the automated market maker. It moves up and down, and based on that will be the pricing of the asset based on the liquidity. So if you come here, and we'll just skip through, I wanted to come and have a look at some of the bigger ones. So let's have a look at USDC. You know here that we've got $2.361 million of USDC paired with exactly $2,361 of FTM, okay? So in this case here, you've got your USDC and you've got your FTM at a 50-50 mix. If someone adds in some USDC and takes the FTM out, then the USDC amount will come up, the price of FTM will come up, and you would now have 2.4 million, let's say, in here if someone did a $40,000 swap or whatever. So I think you're starting to get the idea of now how our DEX works to give people the asset. So that's the first bit, and that's the bit that you really need to grasp. That's the Uniswap attribute to us. The next step that you go into is understanding about how do we incentivize this liquidity? Because this liquidity is so important to us, right? If we don't have the liquidity, we can't do a swap. If we don't have deep liquidity, we can't give good swap rates. So the deeper our liquidity is, the better we can supply people with the asset they want to buy. So you can see this column here, the APR. What that is the amount of interest that someone will earn if they came and placed their 50-50 asset in that pool. Okay? Now, you can be a farmer and you can do that and you can supply this liquidity. And it can be fun to do, but it can be a bit of hard work because there's one thing that comes into it called impermanent loss. When the assets move, you need to just keep an eye on it. It's just mathematics, making sure that you're not getting undercooked or underdone by supplying that. So what did we do to make that a little bit different is we've given single assets the ability to earn the fees. Now, I don't want to lose people at this point here because it is starting to get a little bit more technical, but let's just think of Uniswap. They incentivize it. The fees go back into this pool to create the reward. Simple as that, okay? If you do a swap, you pay your fee and it just contributes to this pool. And then these pools obviously take in those fees and you will end up with getting an annual return on that if you just left it in the pool because the pool's earning fees. It's getting bigger, okay? Now, what we do to make it different is we supply a token to these people to have their liquidity. Now that's the really cool part about Equal. So what we do is we say, well, put your liquidity in there and we will give you the equalizer token. So at the moment trading at $1.74. So we're going to give people this equalizer token or this Equal token just for placing their liquidity in this pool. So if they place it in the pool, they stake it with us, then bang, here they are, they're getting that. Now, how do we decide how much Equal to give to someone? Okay, and what do we do with the fees? Because we're not giving the fees back to these people here. The fees are given to the people that get their Equal and they do one action called vesting it. So what you do is you come in here and you create what we call a financial NFT. You get your Equal, you lock it up, and you lock it up for 26 weeks, And by doing that, you now can vote. And whatever you vote on is going to be basically your rewards that you're going to earn on a weekly basis. So if your pool does X amount, then you're going to get all those rewards, and they start to accrue over in this page here based on your NFT. So depending on what you voted on, you'd come into here and you'll get all these rewards that you can claim. So on a weekly basis, you can come in and go, oh, okay, I've earned 0.3 MIM, which is like a US dollar type coin, and 1.77 FTM. I'll claim that, boom, into your wallet. You got that because you got the voter fees, because you voted on this liquidity. So it's as simple as that. You get your token, you come in here, you lock it up, create one of these NFTs. Once you've got this NFT in play, you come over to the vote page, select your NFT that you want to use, and then you start to change the votes around. You make your votes where you want to vote, okay? So you vote for the tokens that you want to incentivize. Now, how do you do this? You basically come in here and you go, wow, this one here is paying 119% APR. Okay, well that looks like a good token to vote on. Or I should say liquidity pair to vote on. Why? Because there's $8,000 worth of bribes for the week about to go out just for voting on this. So you come in here, you set your vote where you want to, obviously make it all add up to 100%. You might choose a little bit on this one too, because you go, wow, that one there is paying out 2,000%. I'll give them a little bit of vote as well. You do this once a week. You come in, you do your vote, and then at the end of that, you will then start to get the rewards. So this $8,000 is distributed based on your percentage of votes in this pool. Simple as that, okay? So you come in, push your votes to wherever you want. Next thing you know, bang, your percentage of that vote, you get of that $8,000. Not bad, okay? So that's the voting aspect of what we do. Yeah, so you're sort of seeing how it plays out now. Like your actions are to vote each week, and then you get your rewards based on the earnings here. So I think it's pretty simple if you just try and limit it to that at first. Understanding that you need to create your NFTs. So you would come in, create a lock. We don't have any equal in this wallet, but you would make a 26-week lock. You would get your total voting power of 100 V equal. If you only locked for 13 weeks, you'd only get 50% of that voting power. But let's say you get the full voting power, because that's what makes sense for you, and you continue to vote with that each week. So I want to go into a really cool tool that can be used a lot. Shows you the volume that we've done in the last 24 hours. Why is that important? Because you can start to understand the platform and what it's earning. Because by coming in here, you're going, well, we've done 520,000 in volume. The highest volume pair was this 283,000. I'm just getting a calculator. $283,000 of volume means swaps, like we showed you. The swaps that have gone on, there's $283,000 worth of that, and our fee is 0.2%. So let's put that into our calculator, and we've got $566 in the last 24 hours that were generated on this pool for that volume. So we've got $4.7 million in liquidity, and that liquidity performed $283,000 worth of swaps and got us $566 in fees, which all go back to the VE equal holders. Now, why have we got more? Because we add bribes on top. So bribes are another thing, but let's stick to fees for a moment. You can see what's happened with this pool here. Equals done 81,000 in volume, and these aren't high volumes at the moment that we're looking at. We're performing about that second, third DEX on Phantom, which is the network we operate on. Fantastic because it's low gas costs, very super efficient to operate. It just runs really smoothly, something that we like to operate on. And if you're going to make multiple transactions per week, it's nice to pay a couple of cents to do those transactions. So Basically, what I want to show you here is I want to have a look down because most of what we're dealing with are volatile pairs. Yep. The only pair that's not, and it's our first one there at 10,000, is a USDC DAI pair. Now that we charge 0.02%. So think of it almost like how a business operates, right? They do an action for you or provide a service and they charge for it. And then they keep the profits in the business and maybe a shareholder gets some of those profits. Okay? Think of VE equal a little bit like that because they're getting a cut of those profits or those rewards for those tokens that are swapped. Okay? So you're starting to get a little bit of an understanding on how it operates. But also here you're seeing that we've got 500,000 in volume. And this is all automated. This is all smart contracts that are built in the background and just operate, okay? So let's just say we call it 500,000 in volume for the day, times 0.002. The platform took in $1,000 worth of fees, and at the moment there's about 600,000 voters. So all of those each week, or on that day, will get divided up, but you'll get them for the week because everyone's going to vote for that week. So let's come in and have a look at the liquidity again because, the vote page. You'll notice that there's bribes as well. So we get fees and bribes. Bribes are put on there to bribe pairs so that people vote for them. Like if you want votes on your pair because you want to seed liquidity, you want to get this liquidity that we're talking about here added to our DEX, well, what you do is you bribe people for those votes. So you effectively say, well, if you vote for us, then this is on offer. And our platform automates that. Come up here, people go in, they add these bribes in, they add the amount in, and next thing you know, it then pops up into this display here and is on offer for anyone to get. That's what creates these crazy APRs. Now, you then simply come through, do your vote once a week, and earn the rewards in our rewards page that we showed you earlier. So I think you're starting to understand the flywheel. All we do is provide a service for people to be able to trade tokens. Simple, that's our swap interface. The liquidity housed on the platform, that's what allows us to provide those swaps. We incentivize that liquidity with Equal. So one thing I didn't quite go into is there is Equal that comes in to these, based on these votes, at the amount that's already set in our contract. So at the moment it's about 49,000 Equal come in each epoch or each week, and they get distributed based on these votes. So if for instance you voted with 10% here, or everyone voted with 10% here, then they'd get 4,900 Equal tokens for the week, which at the moment at $1.74 or whatever turns out to be about, call it $8,000-9,000 to incentivize that liquidity, which is what provides this APR, which gives people the ability to put their funds in here in liquidity in those Equal shares and then earn these rewards. And that's for the farmers. Now that's a bit more complex. Some people farm for a living, no doubt about it. You can even learn to farm, that's not a problem, but if you're not already doing it. But our platform is set up to give a simple buy a token, get that token, pop it on here, and then just let it do its thing in the background. So you come on, it's as simple as coming in here, I'm going to buy some Equal today, boom, comes up, tells you how many Equal you're going to get, you swap it, you get those Equal, you come in, you lock it in the vest period, in the vest position on our website. Everything's done on the website, right? And then you come in and then you go, okay, I want to do my vote for the week because I need to vote, and then I just watch the rewards come through in this page here and wait for my rewards to come in, earn those rewards as they come in, claim them, and do whatever you want. You might want to just accumulate Phantom. You might go, well, that's a good token to accumulate in a bear market. We'll wait for that to come through, and you just accumulate these tokens. So, or sell them off into the market, do whatever you want with them. So I think this gives a pretty good snapshot for anyone that's new, that's come along, that hasn't been along for the ride from the Solidly days, or like this concept's about a year old now, right? We're just in our way feel like we're improving on that concept. So I think it's important for people to understand this is probably one of the most important videos for people to understand what's going on, see what we do and what's different in crypto, because buying a meme token that has no utility, that has no reason to exist except for people to buy, I'm not sure that that's exactly what you want, or not sure that's exactly, you know, a sound opportunity. Whereas when you understand what you do and the utility that comes with our token and what it provides for people after they purchase that token and the actions they can perform to earn fees and things like that come through in rewards, it really starts to give a completely different concept on the crypto market in general, but decentralized finance. So we've come from Uniswap, then we're going across to Equalizer, which is, you know, an adapted DEX that uses an economic model to support the token holders and support the token price essentially as well. So hope that sits well with you. If you've got any questions, put them down below. Come into our Discord, ask any questions in there. Watch a few other videos within our YouTube if you want to learn more. We sort of go more into the actual actions independently. This is more of an overview video. Share it with your friends type thing. Get a good understanding on what we're doing here at Equalizer.